Today it is Saturday, February 18th, 2017. There were some comments to share with Mr. Irving's post. We just added him, and he's been sending me emails, or his company has been sending me emails, and it's about watered down Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and what people do to continue the business aspects of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and keep students, and the types of practice and drilling environments that produce quality competitors, as well as people that just practice for overall fitness and enjoy Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, self-defense, so on and so forth, because there's different types of goals in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Now, you've been sending me these emails over and over and over again. I went to your school once, but unfortunately you weren't there, and there was a bunch of kids there, so I could not stay that long. Now, I go into a lot of rooms, and they're teaching grappling, and I see the environment. The general environment is they don't drill, they don't have that much discipline, and they talk a lot. And I'm not saying this for like a My Way Kids wrestling program. I'm saying it for, like, let's say 15 to 13 to 16-year-olds. Okay, so you go in the room and they talk a lot, and there's not a lot of things that go on. There's not that much structure, but the environment of the watered down atmosphere keeps people coming to the practices because of society's civilized ways. I've been to a lot of other harder, difficult practices in other areas of the United States, and there is no talking. There's just, you strictly go in there, you do the warm-up, you do the drills, and then you go live. And there's no talking, no distraction. You go there, you get what you need to get done, and you leave. And I have found this style of teaching, this style of practicing, has been the most beneficial. There has been no talking. There has been no conversation, distraction. But on the other hand, it's more difficult to keep students because it is harder. It is difficult to have that level of concentration for an hour or 2 hours when you're in the practice environment. Now, like I said, there are different types of goals in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and grappling. If you go to a school and there's 5 black belts, and they're high-level black belts that compete, and you roll with them, this is somewhat difficult to get outside of the west, let's say the west side of the United States. It's somewhat difficult. Yeah, you can go to Marcelo Garcia's and get this, but if you're in the middle of the United States, the central of the United States, it's difficult to get. Furthermore, Mr. Irvin, I am interested and intrigued with some of the things you say in your drilling strategies. Because I am a seeker of the truth, and I have studied Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and grappling for the later part of my life, and I love Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and grappling. It has been honest towards me. It has been healthy towards me. And grappling in general has helped me escape a negative pull that I have seen suck the life out of people and suck the good and positivity out of people. It has also kept me healthy. It kept me stronger and in the top 1 percentile of fitness for my age, and not just that, let's say the top 3 percentile of fitness. Now you could go and break this 3 percentile down of people, and it gets extreme, because you have that 3 percentile that's extreme and crazy. Let's get more specific with this, because okay, this random event of extremeness, there needs to be a counter to that, and that's extremely good, and working extremely hard and extremely diligent to counter this extremeness of evil. And if I was to get in the whole scheme of things, what people have been saying and what is written down, let's go far back, and this is debatable, but I'm going to go far back. I'm going to say 5,000 years, 6,000 years. We go back, and people are talking about this battle between good and evil, and God and the devil. And I see this, and I understand it to this day, because people have did evil things to me, and I respect what I cannot see. I still get a dream, but I ask people, where do I get my dreams from? And you know what? They can't tell me specifically. They tell me what they think. And I respect my elders enough to understand what they're saying is true. And I respect different cultures enough to realize generally what they say lines up with every other person that had some sort of intuitiveness or spiritual intuitiveness in their lives. And this is the force of good. I can't see the wind, but the wind is still there. I can't see the data going to my phone, but I still have data on this phone where I can post these videos. Where do I get my dreams from? Well, why? These are the types of things that people cannot answer and you cannot see, but they are there. Now, Mr. Irving, I care about the general population of the world. And as broad as that is, that's the truth. And I believe everybody should participate in coordinated skill and dynamic movements that make people smarter and develop new neural pathways like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Now, if I relay that to some people, they're going to not understand exactly what I say, and they're going to think it's weird, strange, and it's not specific to them. But the fact is, I learned to read and write. I learned to use my lips and project complex sounds that mean certain things. Now, I learned grappling at a young age, and I started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I learned how to move my body and manipulate my body in certain ways to control another person, and let's even go and let's tell the truth here and control the joints on another person's body. Now, I have 14 joints in my hand, which people don't talk about, but there's 14 joints in my hand, right? Not including my wrist. So, so I want everybody to understand that you can develop new neural pathways, you can break through barriers, and you can do things that other people can't if you continue on and you continue training and you're positive and you don't let distractions come in your way. Professional athletes don't let distractions come in their way. At least good professional athletes. Now, it's difficult. It doesn't mean you don't love people. It doesn't mean you don't care about people. It just means you're focused on obtaining a goal. I respect the history enough, and I respect our culture enough to know the difference between good and bad. Unfortunately, some people don't. So if you go into a room and you're strictly drilling, there's not that much talking, and then you do some live after that, that's pretty good, even though it's difficult.